You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 40 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Fatal? We've got some special announcement for you guys tonight. I'm sure many of you will be aware that recently the Company of Heroes website started accepting beta keys for the Company of Heroes 2 beta, due to start sometime next month. Now, the Frontline Network has been gifted several beta keys to actually give away. We're going to be giving them away in a random set of giveaways on both our YouTube channel and on the Twitch channel. So if you aren't already a subscriber on the YouTube, and if you aren't already a follower on the Twitch channel, I suggest that if you want a maximum chance of winning a key, you go up and sign up on those now, because over the weekend and in the coming weeks and weekends to come, we're going to be doing some random giveaways to random subscribers and random Twitch followers. We also have another little giveaway that we're going to be running from this Friday. Why don't you tell our viewers about that, Phil?
Yeah, there's gonna be a small TFN quiz, or a Frontline Fatalities quiz, a few questions about our shoutcast. So if you are a really faithful follower, you'll surely know the answers of all of the questions that we have up in our little quiz, and there'll be a video, and the quiz will also be posted on random COH fan sites. So if you know the answers, be sure to answer all of them, and yeah, maybe you get a chance of winning a key as well.
Yes, sir, indeed.
But
now tonight we have a game from one of the Sunday Night Fights qualifiers, happened a fortnight ago. A game from round 3, I believe, between Fireball and Barton.
oh yeah, and we do have Fireball, aka Aljaz, in the north as the Wehrmacht player, and we do have Barton on the south as the American player. You ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
We'll unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, do you have anything specific you know that either Barton or Aljaz likes to do on Semwa with these factions?
Well, I know that that Aljaz likes a lot to make a couple of Volks in the beginning and to split them up. He sends one in 2 different directions. It's great against multiple engineer starts, because even 1, 2 engineers are just not a match for a Volk squad, and it can really throw like a 4ES or 3ES start off its course. But actually, from Barton, we're not seeing that, and we're seeing a more sort of conventional, more 2.601 start with just 2 engineers here.
Yeah, just a normal 2ES here, and he built his racks, and I'm guessing that's a rifleman squad that's about to pop out of it. And we do have a Volt squad for Aljaz queued up in the Wehrmacht quarters as well. He's splitting up the Pyos, one on the right hand side, one on the left hand side. He's probably gonna move his Volks down to the middle, maybe cap his cat off, and then go into the center, or go for the right hand side and try to grab the heavy 16 plus munitions on the right hand side, which is fairly usual, would you say?
Yes, I would say so. He's probably gonna. I mean, what you normally see developing on Semwa is the Semwa cube from the Wehrmacht, where they hold the middle, the sort of the 2+5 munitions, as well as that +16 down in the south, and their fuel and of course the munitions right next to their base. So you end up with this sort of this square of Wehrmacht stronghold, which can just be mined and wired all to crap, and it can just be such a pain in the neck to break.
Yeah, we have a MG queued up second from Fireball, and I see that Barton is actually moving his rifles to onto the right hand side of the map, instead of just going capping his cat off and then connecting the 60 munitions on the left hand side with the other strategic point there, which I seem to be seeing mostly on Semwa games. You want that 60 munitions on the far left hand and right hand side of the map.
Yeah, what Barton's here doing is a nice little trick you can do to preempt your opponent. Most Wehrmacht players will send their first Volk down to go and cap this cut-off strategic point. It's just a way that capping orders work very nicely if you do that. And so if you send a first rifle into the green cover just opposite there, you can actually delay the cap of that strategic point for quite some time, especially if your opponent opens with anything that isn't 2 Volks. He's going to have a heck of a time actually getting that strat point off you. So it denies quite a lot of munitions, but actually it seems like Aljaz is not even trying to go for that area of the map, but instead going right for the middle, which seems really odd.
You know, every time I see Aljaz plays, he never does what, what he's supposed to do, if you could say that. You know, he never does the conventional stuff. He never goes for the things that all the other players do. I guess that's what really makes him a great player, because he's so unpredictable. You don't know what he's gonna do, or where he's gonna build, or how he's gonna tech, and what's he gonna focus on the map. Right now, his first Vol squad went for more of a center approach. The right-hand side is completely abandoned. He's like the MG in the strong house there. And he went with the Pios on the left-hand side and kept capping there. It's different. It's special. I think he can throw off a lot of opponents just not doing what you're supposed to do. Just do something else, and the opponent's like, "But I'm on the right-hand side to counter," as you said, to counter his first Volt squad, but it never arrived. Where's his Volks?
Yeah, originality can be a really, really powerful tool. I mean, you got some players like Aljaz who play very unconventionally, and it really helps to throw people off. And then you have players like Aimstrong who do essentially the same strategy every single game, but it's just so solid that even if you know exactly what they're going to be doing, down to the last sort of man, it's still just incredibly difficult to break.
Ooh, engineer squad from Barton almost goes down. We had a Pio squad on left-hand side, but it got sandwiched between an engineer squad and a rifleman squad, but it did manage to retreat. He was hiding behind the hedge for as long as possible, and the engineer squad from Barton actually gets out with his life intact as well. But an MG hasn't moved from that strong building. Is that something you see from Aljaz on Semois usually?
In my practice games against Aljaz, I've noticed he really loves camping that building with the MG, and he leaves it there quite static for a long time. It does have really nice firing arcs all the way down to that fuel, all the way down to the Wehrmacht cutoff point, and it's a really good flank stopper. But, sort of less active use of the MG does mean that it's pretty obvious, for Barton. He knows exactly where he can be while still being out of the range of the MG. So it's an interesting way to play, and I don't know whether it's going to work out for him entirely, but we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, unlucky suppression on his rifles from the MG in the building. He does have another rifleman squad at the graveyard there, but there is a mine protecting that flank, and I do believe that Barton actually saw that mine being placed, and I also noticed a pioneer planted a mine at the bridge in the south as well, and I do believe the engineer was retreating over it while it was being built there. So he knows that Aljaz or Fireball is placing a lot of mines, and he's placing another mine now on the 5 fuel. Something that Aljaz, some games there's mines everywhere, and some games he tends to do something else. That's just the thing with Aljaz. He does different things every game. And the Volts managed to nick the house on the left-hand side. How did he manage to do that? Oh, God.
Well, that's some kind of hacks or something. I don't know how the fuck he managed to nick that building, because
it's Nazi teleportation technology in World War II, didn't you know? Everybody knows that.
That is crazy. Meanwhile, down in the south, Barton did see this mines go down, and he's not going to let himself get caught out. He got a minesweeper straight away on one of his engineer squads, and he's actually running around sweeping the mines in places where he knows there to be mines.
Very, very good from Barton, I must say. He's seen 2 mines placed at least. I think he actually saw the mine placed here at the engagement at the strong house at the 5 fuel as well. So, he knows that Aljaz are placing mines. He knows, I need a sweeper. There's going to be mines everywhere now. He's just going to continue placing mines all over the place. And especially since Aljaz does have a lot of, his territories hasn't been that much harassed. The rifleman squad now, or the engineer sweeper, did decap that strategic point, but Fireball is instantly grabbing it again.
This is like a kind of Volk spam that we're seeing from Fireball here. He's got 4 Volks in an MG. No, wait.
2 MGs. 2 MGs and 4 Volks. That's 6 units out of the Wehrmacht quarters. 6 units.
That is a huge and very expensive Tier 1,
Pricey.
I gotta say. I mean, really, the counter normally to this kind of Volk spam would be bars. But when there's so much tier 1, you know, it's like, you know, you're facing also 2 MGs. Bars would just kind of get locked down. So it's good to see that Barton recognizes this and is actually doing probably the best thing in this situation. He's getting a supply yard, and looks like he's going to be going for a faster mate. Even with a supply yard down, he's still got 70 fuel in the bank, so he's not going to have any lack of fuel to get that motor pool pumping out an M8, which should be happening fairly shortly. He's already, even after putting down the motor pool, on 28 fuel, so it's really just a case of, you know, race against the clock before Fireball can get his T2 up.
Yeah, this T2 has been teched a little while ago, and it's going up in Aljaz's base right now. I'm fairly amazed that he's got 6 units out of the Wehrmacht quarters tier 1, and he still manages to put down the Krieg's barracks at 7:30 minutes into the game or so. 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, he still manages to do that. You know, fairly impressive. I guess since he's been moving around his Volks in, combined at least 2 Volks at the same time, he's been able to, nullify most of the manpower drain by losing too many Volks, as he's been outgunning in every engagement, and Barton has only had, the 1 rifleman squad or 1 engineer against 2 or 3 Volks, and then just been forced to retreat before Fireball has taken any casualties on his Volks.
And we're just seeing some nice soft pedaling, lots of medpack use.
Yeah, lots of medpacks. I saw he popped one at that engagement at the green cover wall versus the rifles with the green cover as well. He popped medkits on one of his wall squads, which was still at 5 men, so that was a good medkit pop, I think. More Volks everywhere. There's Volks everywhere.
Yeah, there really is Volks everywhere. I can imagine this being quite infuriating to play against, especially for Barton, who only went for 3 rifles and only has a single flamer, so really doesn't have the kind of anti-infantry firepower necessary to fight this kind of Volk spam. In addition, I think we have. We had the Krieg barracks go up. I don't know if he actually even built anything out of there, because he put down a campcraft center straight away, and he appears to be getting some veterancy. Yep,
Bet 1 infantry was his first choice. I guess since he hasn't seen any signs of the M8 yet, and he's still
Well, you say that the M8's already out.
But Aljaz just did something that great players do. Literally the second that he saw the M8, he queued up a pack. And he cancelled a mine so he could save up enough munitions to, force the M8 away for, the time being while the pack is getting built. Just chase him away with a bunch of Fausts and, be done with it. Just wait, get the pack on the field and kill the M8.
I mean, that's the thing, when you have this many Volks, the M8 isn't even that much of a threat to you, because, he can just Faust it to death if it comes too close.
Yeah, that's the problem.
With 4 Volks, you can Alpha Faust that thing, and now Bet 1 is just, it's such a heavy tier 1. This is almost like, Crazy Tiger, Versat, Korean spam style. It's really interesting, although slightly bizarre.
Ooh, engineer sweepers on the left-hand side might go down to one of the Volt squads here, as he was placing a mine, I think. Did he manage to get it built?
He
completely?
Did not quite manage to get it built. No,
but the sweepers actually lives, so that's very good for Barton, I think. He needs those sweepers.
We're seeing some decent harassment from Barton, but he is kind of getting edged off the field. I get that impression. And he's now building himself a second M8, so he's trying to counter this heavy tier 1 by some heavy teching, which could work quite nicely. 1 pack can handle 1 M8 just about, even though this map is pretty good for the M8. There's lots of shot blockers.
Lots of buildings and lots of hedges. There's always the risk of, getting an off-map shot in your face if you're a pack.
Ooh, double Faust into the rear of the M8. That said, that's...
He's gonna chase away the M8 again, so now Barton's gonna have to go back, and he's gonna have to repair it, and then he has to go back and harass again. What did he get there? Maybe 5 seconds of harassments and killed 1 or 2 Volks. That was it.
But you know what? Of those 3 or 4 Fausts that, have essentially been wasted on that M8, just for 30 seconds of repair time, I'd say that's actually a really good deal there for Barton.
Well,
because, it's free repairs for him, whereas that's, about 5 extra mines that aren't going down from Fireball. So, that's a lot of heavy munitions expenditure that that's just not been very usefully, employed.
Yeah, it's very,
in
very
terms
true.
of return for capital employed, if we're talking, financial terms, it's not very efficient.
But the problem is that, he invested a lot of munitions, but he bought himself a lot of time. Now he has 2 packs on the field. Even if Barton built 2 M8s, now there's 2 packs on the field. So there's still a problem.
Like mirror builds almost, like, Barton builds something and Aljaz builds the hard counter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Builds more of it, he just builds more hard counter. That said, we actually have a triage out now, which is going to get these 3 rifles healed up, and we also have just about the fuel required for bars, which I think would be a really nice complement to this Volk-only force. They're only Vet 1, a couple of MGs scattered around, but with double M8s and lots of bars, I think Barton could do quite a lot of damage here.
He might actually trip over a packer. He
yeah,
does decloak it, but there's the MG in the house. The MG gunner was always already resting in the window, aiming down that side of the house, and a burst, and they're suppressed, and they're not going to be able to pursue it. And the gunner gets killed on the M8 on the left-hand side at the same time. Both M8s now over on the left-hand side of the map here. We do have a rifleman squad forcing off one of the Pios, which are now Vet 1 for support units as well, and Tier 3 has been teched in Fireball space.
Wow, such an aggressive kind of style of Wehrmacht play here, going for sort of this huge Tier 1 and then quick Vet 1. It's really, it seems very tough to counter, really.
It's impressive.
Barton, I think, is doing a decent job, especially in terms of unit preservation. He hasn't lost any units yet. He hasn't been led into any huge firefights. He hasn't tried to go for any massive flanks and, lost all his manpower, which is the classic US trap, really, is to pull off some kind of huge flank, run into MGs and loads of Volks and for the fatherland and such, and just end up losing all your manpower, and that's game over right there. So he's not doing that.
No, you just can't do that against 4 Volks and 2 MGs. You come in with your massive, awesome 4-pronged attack with a flamer and 3 or 4 rifles, and even if you pop bars in the middle of the firefight, there's no certainty that you're gonna win it when there's 2 MGs and 4 Volks shooting at you. It's just too much.
Indeed it is. Now we do have these rifles moving out. We actually have bars being upgraded right now, as well as a weapon support center coming up in Barton's base, and he has quite a nice surplus of manpower, actually. He's going to be able to build a sniper out straight away if he chooses to, or a mortar, whatever he wants to get. And a sniper right now I think would be a very nice complement to his force here. That said, he does need to be wary of that potential Tier 3 from Aljaz.
Yeah, Tier 3 is up. Puma is building first unit out of Tier 3.
Oh, it's already building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Already building. Barton has been, he's been doing good. He's been conservative and, taking it easy. He hasn't been, forced into a massive firefight, losing tons of manpower. But at the same time, he hasn't been able to harass the fuel, which is, what do you think? It's a must on Semois, right? If you're Americans, you have to harass over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, well, so you can play it in 2 ways, really. You can either, send everything to the middle and just focus on actually killing units, or you can go for the harassment game. I think given that Barton has only now just popped bars, hasn't really been very aggressive with his infantry, period, I think he could have done with more fuel harassment, and he's about to find out why. When he gets hit by this Puma now, supported by Pack, supported by massive Volk blob, he's going to be wishing that he had done a bit more fuel harassment.
Yeah, nice Faust goes in on one of the MS, and there's the Pack cloak shock. Very nice damage. Is he gonna be able to reverse in time? We never know, but the Pack actually misses. Here comes the Puma. The bars are trying to harass the fuel, and the Puma just goes past them. There we go. Barton sees the Puma, says, "Oh my God, get the fuck out."
Yeah, I mean, we are actually, a sniper did get built, and actually somehow Barton still has the manpower to build himself an AT gun. He seems to have sort of endless reserves of manpower, Barton, because he's just built himself a sniper, just popped bars, and is now buying himself an AT gun as well, which is building quite quickly, and makes me think he might have possibly gone armor.
Might have gone armor, yeah, if it's
possibly.
Quickly.
I mean, I've not got any ability selected yet, so I'm not quite sure.
He might have chosen armor just now, just getting. What's it called? It's the one that
fast deployment.
Fast deployment, that's the one. Just to get the AT gun out when he saw the Puma. Maybe he's expecting, he sees a Puma. He knows Tier 3 is there. He knows there's a Puma. I haven't harassed the fuel. Fireball's going to be sitting on a lot of fuel. There's going to be more Pumas, maybe Stugs, etc. I need AT guns quickly. especially since my M8s can't handle the Pumas when they have the packed backup. My M8s now need AT gun backup, and I need it quickly. So maybe, you know, it was just an instant
Oh
choice.
no, I stand corrected. He has just gone infantry, and he has got off map to the reselected. It's just crazy though. I mean, Aljaz just feels one step ahead of the groove the whole time. You know, just as Barton gets bars and WSC, just as he's thinking, oh yeah, I can counter his vet now. You know, I haven't been able to kill his infantry or his MGs, but now I can. All of a sudden, out pops a Puma, and already he's got packs. You know, he's had them for ages to counter the M8. You know, he's just got.
It was the only thing he built from tier 2 as well. 2 packs. Done. I'm done with tier 2 now. I got 2 packs. That's all I need. I have plenty of volks to recruit with. I got packs everywhere. Now I need something to kill the rifles, which are soon going to be upgraded with bars because my name is Fireball and I can see into the future. And, you know, 2 Pumas pops onto the field and Barton's just like, no. Are you kidding me? How did this happen? I just did everything I need to do. I got a sniper out of WSC, you know, I'm going to be able to snipe out your MGs and, you know, inflict a lot of manpower drain killing your Volks, and then all of a sudden there's Pumas, which is going to inflict more manpower drain on Barton, on his rifles, than that sniper is going to be able to do on the Volks and MGs.
Exactly, and of course, you know, that sniper, he's not got any particularly high-value targets to shoot at. You know, besides MG crews and pack crews, he's facing 4 Volks, for fuck's sake. And they don't cost anything to reinforce.
And they're 5-man squads, you know, there's at least 4-man squads, and it rewards a lot of veterancy, but Volks is just
and they're
Volks.
Vet 1, so they're all full health.
Off-map on the pack. Off-map on the pack. Wow, takes it out in the first shot.
First, wow.
Very lucky. And here comes the M8s
open
now.
The field up. Yeah, these 2 M8s, because that's the thing, you know, those packs were the crux of his AT. Without that, all he has is Faust, and when the Volks get forced to retreat, that's what Barton was waiting for. He was waiting for a break like that, and now he can actually take back the whole of the left side unopposed with those M8s.
Oh my god, tier 4 is going up in fireball space. You know, he really, I swear, he must have a game plan, you know. I'm gonna do a heavy tier 1, I got 2 packs out of, you know, the Krieg's barracks, I got 2 Pumas, and then I'll keep ticking and, you know, go tier 4 and maybe build a Ostwind or something, I don't know. But, you know,
he
just
never
seems like,
does he?
He takes every building, every game we've casted with him lately. It's impressive, it's so awesome, I really enjoy watching his game.
He just, you know, just as you think that you've got what you need to counter what he's got, you know, he brings out something else, you know, just as he's getting an AT gun, you know, maybe to counter the Puma, he's thinking, okay, finally, you know, I counted, I've now got the Pumas countered, and, you know, maybe I can start to move in with my infantry a little bit more, and then you know, an Oswind's gonna pop out, and she's gonna be like, nope, can't block, boom!
Nope! It's not, I don't know, it's not looking bad for Barton, it's not looking particularly well for Fireball, you know, the map is fairly 50-50, it's been going back and forth, and they've been trading blows over and over again. Neither player has been engaged in, you know, one massive firefight where one side have just lost tremendous amounts of manpower and units. So I'm not sure who's on top, but it just feels like Aljaz is just like playing with everybody, you know, just toying with everyone he's playing against. Just like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not even stressed a little bit.
Yeah, it does feel like Aljaz does have the upper hand here. Just, I mean, he did have all 3 VPs for quite a while. He did have Barton down pretty well. That said, you know, VP-wise, it is looking fairly even. Both of them are inside that 300 mark, so neither of them are going for a 500 VP win here. And actually, Fireball, this is his first sort of major loss of manpower. Is as I predicted, because I can also see into the future. We have an Oswind out, supported by a Puma going for the circle strafe on this AT gun now.
Oh god, he did, Aljaz tried to prop war the sniper, but he missed it in the fog of war. He wasn't 100% sure where he was, but he missed it just by, you know, an inch. And a second AT gun manages to kill one of the Pumas. He's now laying in the hurt on the Ostwind, and that M8 is actually gonna get out of there alive. The AT gun was, however, decrewed, but it's still recrewable. Problem is that there's Volks, no one particularly close enough to grab it. But, you know, if that Ostwind just stays there and guards it behind the building and the AT gun can get a clear shot on him, he's not going to be able to recrew it without taking casualties again. But, you know, that was a minor victory for Barton, I must say.
Yeah, he only lost the crew of the AT gun, and as Aljaz is choosing to play it safe and not actually go for the kill, yeah, it's, you know, killing Puma is good. I mean, Aljaz does still have that other Puma, that's still going to be a major threat to his rifles, but, you know, now he's got an Oswin to contend with as well.
Two
Ostwinds. Oh,
Ostwinds.
good lord. Well, yeah, it's a great choice actually by Fireball here because the Ostwind will actually counter both the AT guns, for circle strafing. It can take 1 or 2 shots and be perfectly fine. But unlike the Puma, which also does the same job very nicely, it will also counter the M8s really well.
Yeah.
So it's a very good choice. It's got the right mix of speed and sort of anti-infantry, anti-light vehicle firepower. However, he does have a damaged engine here, and this sniper sneaking up on the...
What?
What the fuck? Okay, that still happens. That still happens in this patch. Okay.
It still happens. Now the M8 is gonna try to polish off the Ostwind as well. The M8 main gun do have a possibility of penetrating the armor of an Ostwind, but at the same time the Ostwind's laying in the hurt on the M8, and at the same time in the center we do have another second Ostwind getting, I guess, stickied by the rifles in the graveyard.
It did indeed get stickied, yep. And now we have on-map howitzer coming down.
Interesting.
So
now I'm really
interesting
liking
use
Barton's
of-
play as well.
Yeah,
Very
it's an
versatile.
interesting use of his resources there. I don't know about the choice of that, to be honest. I mean, we do have quite a lot of support weapons from Fireball, I suppose. He's still got...
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the other pack. I think it got destroyed. But
Yeah.
he's got 1 pack and 2 MGs, so not a bad idea. But, Fireball's just not very static right now. I don't know whether he might not have benefited more from Tank Depot. Shermans to counter both the Ostwinds and the Pumas and the Volks and the MGs, everything short of the pack. Given that the single pack is really the only form of proper AT that Aljaz actually has.
Yeah, it's the only AT that can take on, Shermans and M10s as very reliably. The Ostwinds can counter the light vehicles, but it can't really do anything against Shermans, for example, or M10s for that matter. They're just going to get chased down and killed off.
Sneaky
they're very
M8
slow.
mine placed
Yeah,
on the road there.
I saw that.
That's going to be a destroyed engine for that Ostwind if he decides to roll over. Be brave. Got a bit of a lull in the action. I think both sides are just kind of sitting back, preparing, reinforcing, getting ready for some huge attack, which I think is going to be coming fairly shortly.
This has to be the calm before the storm or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Fireball's just repairing the engines on both of his Ostwinds. He's just waiting, set up the attack somewhere, and then just force the American player off the field. And at the same time, Barton's with that M8 mine, he's just reinforcing his defensive line, just waiting for it. I know Fireball's gonna be coming soon. He's coming soon. I know it. I can feel it.
Yeah, he's building himself another AT gun. Actually, Barton is. He wants to prepare for that for this sort of Ostwind rush that he's fearing. Sniper now 6 kills, but no stripes of veterancy because, as before, still not really targeting anything of particular value. Here comes off-map artillery, totally taking the front off of that house.
What a house? It's just a wall right now. I'm not sure what happened to that house, but that first shell just demolished it almost.
That roof is like suspended.
I don't know. Oh, money shot!
Wow.
God, that was painful. I see green plus 2 XP everywhere on my screen. That was bad.
7 kills right there.
7, God. Did have rifles
even though they're
harassing
Volks,
BP.
7 Volks is still close to sort of 160 or so manpower, which actually, when I put it like that, really still isn't very much.
not a
such
tremendous
is the nature
amount.
of the faction.
Oh, now we have a Wehrmacht half-track upgraded into a Stuka. We have a sniper out, has not yet revealed himself. Zero kills. I'm guessing it's gonna be a counter to the M8s and the AT guns.
Yeah, counter to the AT gun, surely, because Stukas do pretty decent damage to AT guns. I don't know, mate. I probably would have gone for a Neville, I think, just because, he's facing mostly infantry at the moment. If he was facing tanks as well, but actually,
wow, money shot.
I take that back because those 2 shots really did a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah, the thing with the Stukas, they do so much gun damage, to the weapon damage to the AT gun itself. Maybe not to the crew. It does a lot of damage to the crew as well, but especially to the AT gun itself. So it can permanently destroy it in 1 or 2 garages if it gets a few money shots in. Off map on the MG in the house. On map as well. Oh my God, that sniper's in trouble. That sniper might be in trouble. He's trying to soft pedal
really wants
away.
to take down that building.
It's Billy getting bombarded. MG is packing up. You can see him. He's getting out of the house. There's shells flying everywhere, but he doesn't care. He's just soft pedaling it away. It's just no problem. I'll just reinforce this half track here.
Jesus, who lives in those 2 buildings?
I don't know. No one now. It's just rubble. Everything's just rubble.
They used to live in there. Good old Grandma Doris used to live in there, but then she got artied to death.
Then she died in artillery fire.
Oh God.
Very
I don't know.
bad.
I get the feeling that was kind of like MG in a building rage.
Overkill?
Yeah, just
that
a
the word?
tad, especially when you consider that artillery really does virtually nothing to units in buildings, as we saw there. You know, half a dozen artillery shells and it kills 2 men.
Yeah.
Which even that was surprising. I was surprised to even see the loss of 1 man, to be honest.
Well, if you hit the window that one of the men are manning, you know, you get a kill. But, you know, especially
One of the
off-map
men are
artillery, which just comes from the top. It just hits the roof over and over again and nothing happens. Maybe you can destroy the house, then you'll kill the whole squad. But apart from that, you're not gonna kill me.
Oh god, the church is doing that weird thing again. The levitating church tower.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that. How did that happen? How did that happen? Who shot the church? Was it the Stuka? Was it the artillery? I don't know.
I have no idea, but it's some...
I want to see a Bolt guy like climb up to the church tower now. Through the broken
All he
bit.
needs to do is stick a sniper in there. Oh, no, that's well-placed artillery. There's an MG and a pack right on top of each other, and there we go. That's the shot he was waiting for.
With the pack gun, that's very good for Barton, I must say. He could rush in his 2 M8s now, you know, apart from the Ostwinds there's just, yeah, it's the Ostwinds and Fasts, I guess. That's all that's left now. And he has a T-gun. If he just moves up to his AT-gun wall and protect it. Wow, another off-map on the second building now.
On a garrisoned MG. I don't know if this is such a good idea, all this garrisoned MG artillery usage.
Well, he's blowing up the buildings.
It's such a chronic waste.
Well, he's kind of blowing up the buildings, so
eventually
he'll deny them from use.
A very expensive way of dismantling a building, then that's a good way of doing it.
Can't he just use an AT gun and just shoot at it for a while? Maybe it's, you know, too much. It's too much of a risk with a Stuka running around everywhere.
Yeah, and with the sniper as well running around, which a sniper actually still has 0 kills. I think he must be waiting
for the counter
for a counter snipe. Yeah, but Barton's sniper just isn't doing very much because he just doesn't have very much to shoot at. He's only had 6 kills for a very long time now.
Well, he can't shoot at the Ostwinds or the Pumas. That's basically what's dealing out all the damage onto Barton's rifleman right now, so he doesn't really have much to shoot at all.
That's it. You'd think he'd be able to shoot at the Ostwind. I mean, that guy's fucking leaning out of the top. When the gun isn't firing, it's like, you know, a beach on it's like a British beach. He's just, you know, lounging around up there. That's not war.
Having a cocktail or something.
Yeah, he's just having
like,
a good time.
I don't know. Maybe he's on vacation or something. He got misplaced
Vacation
somewhere.
in the top of an Ostwind.
Yeah. He's just running around in his Ostwind, just, you know, cruising. He's cruising. That's what he's doing. Just keep rolling, man. Mr. Ostwind, man. Just keep rolling. Oh, first shot on Ostwind kills the gunner on M8.
It always does. It's the rear armor of the M8 always gives that critical.
Yeah. It's like mortars and M8s and Pumas. Damage engine. Kidding me?
I'm going to take a wild flying guess here and say that Fireball's gone Terror.
Oh yeah, he's used the prop war.
Oh,
he attempted to use prop war.
So he
on
must
the
be quite close to the KT by now, because it's been...
Nah, he actually just went for prop war on the left-hand side, so seal and prop war, and then he went for inspired assault and firestorm, which is unlocked, and he's got 230 munitions in the bank, so he just needs Barton to clump up a little bit, and then you just distract him for a while and nuke everything he has. But I'm not sure it's gonna be that easy, because Barton seems to be really on top of his game here.
There's gonna be some huge attack supported
somewhere.
by Firestorm or a V1 or something crazy. I really want to see a V1. We haven't seen a V1 used in a time where the game isn't already, you know, way over.
It only happens in 2v2s and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much to kill.
Look at that allied sniper from Barton. He's just like chilling out on the island. Just like, yeah, I'm behind allied lines. I'm cool with that.
I'm cool. I'm no problem. I was just a little bit surprised by Fireball. I saw he upgraded to Vet 1 tanks. I was like looking around on the map. You don't have any tanks, Fireball. Did you seriously misclick? You know, a player of your caliber, did you misclick? 2 seconds later, P4 pops out of the Panzer Command. It's like, son of a bitch.
Oh, don't underestimate Vet 1 Ostwinds.
Right. He has the Ostwinds as well. I didn't even think about
he's got the 2 Ostwinds. And you know, Vet 3 Ostwinds are possibly the scariest form of Vet 3 anything that the Axis has, at least.
Oh.
Because they get something like 180% accuracy or something like that.
Vet 2
no,
tanks
it's
now?
a 60% accuracy boost.
60%. Well, that's pretty nasty.
On an Ostwind, yeah, it's like it turns it into, you know, every shot 1 man dies, which is pretty damn insane.
God,
considering that it
everywhere.
fires a burst of, you know, 8 shells or something. You know, you can lose a whole squad in the blink of an eye.
God, it's Artie. He almost killed an Ostwind, it almost kills a Volk Squad, almost kills an MG, it almost kills everything. Here comes the M8 to do... I'm not sure, he's fairly outgunned right now. I think you need to get out of there, Mr. M8. It's not a good place to be when you're an M8. But yeah, now P4s as well. I just always enjoy seeing Firewall's diversity in units. You know, he builds, you know, as I said before, 2 Pags, 2 Pumas, 2 Ostwinds. I know what I want, I know what I want, I know what I need. You know, every game.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing a player like this, it's like that. There is no single counting. You can't just, you know, do the normal allied thing of sort of late game sniper spam. That doesn't work against this. See, look how many vehicles he has. Look how many fucking Volks he has. You can't sniper spam all that, you know. But I suppose you could if you had about 4 of them. But it's just not very cost efficient. I think, you know, what Barton's doing is good. You know, it's like a mirror reflection. You know, if your opponent keeps on teching, then you have to keep on teching to keep up with him in the first place. So it's good play from both, really. But I do just feel that Fireball is just microing a bit better here, macroing a bit better. He's just building things just one step ahead.
Now he's just going in for the kill or the cutoff of Barton as well, and his sniper has finally revealed himself. Now 2 kills, decrewing that AT gun, but an artillery shot almost kills the sniper. He's running away! It's very close, takes a load of damage, but he actually manages to live somehow. That was a lucky Hans.
That was seriously lucky. That guy...
Oh no, Allied sniper on the right-hand side was found out. Sorry for interrupting you, Tommy, there, but he looked like he was in a bit of a pinch there. But he actually is going to manage to survive, maybe. He could block it with the M8 if he needs to. He doesn't even need to, because the top gunner is suppressing the Volks now, forcing him to retreat.
They were trying to whip out a Faust, but he couldn't quite dig it out from his back pocket. Where did I stick that Faust? I know it's in there somewhere. You know, it's like a pair of keys that they lost. You know, where is that? I rootle around in my pockets until I find that pesky Faust.
Yeah, that Faust always gets misplaced. Where did I put it this time? God damn it! Someone put my Faust in the fridge again. Who put the Faust in the fridge? Stop putting the Faust in the fridge. Nice prop war on the barred rifles there while he was trying to decrew the AT guns.
To save the sticky. Oh my god, it's like 3 AT guns.
Yeah.
AT guns everywhere. Fireball's gonna have a fucking field day. That's, you know, at 280 manpower pop. That's, you know, 2, 4, 6, and then... Oh, I'm too tired for maths.
Too tired for maths. Too tired for maths.
840 manpower that is currently being lost right now, which is not insignificant.
Currently being destroyed permanently, and there's Vet 3 tanks now for the Ostwinds and the P4 artillery in the
just
center.
Watch these Ostwinds. Just keep a BDI on these Ostwinds, see what they do to these poor rifles.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the rifles here that just managed to escape out of Barton's base. Second AT gun gets destroyed, third one is still there at the cutoff edge. Here comes the sticky. Oh, unlucky fireball. But it does still force the retreat on the rifles, just too much. The Puma now moving over as well. No veterans on the Pumas, however.
The base.
Stuka in the base?
Yeah, Fireball drove his Stuka all the way up to the edge of that thing, all the way up to the middle of that building there, and that island. And now he's actually going for a base rush, it seems. Does he have enough for a V1? Is he going to V1 the hell?
No V1, no V1. He's got enough for a Firestorm. He's got 3 CPs in the bank. And I'm not sure, he doesn't even get the line of sight on it due to the rifles there and the sticky threat, I guess. But he's certainly putting on the pressure on Barton now. Oh no, retreating rifle and engineer gets shot, like 2 shots from the Ostwind kills both guys. That's 2 units down for Barton, and the MG nest is now destroyed while the M8 is moving out, and one of the AT guns from the right-hand side is moving over to his base now to try and protect against this base attack. And the M8 is moving into the center of town, but there's still an Ostwind there, a Vet 3 Ostwind on top of that. Cutter killed on the first shot again. But he's just sitting outside of Barton's base, destroying the barracks now. There's the AT gun, and the Axis sniper opens up on his instantly from the other side of the river, and decrews it as well. Not good.
Oh, Firestorm on the rifles. They're trying to move out of it. They don't retreat. Oh boy, that could be tasty. Oh, wow.
Tasty.
Oh,
tasty rifles are dead. M8 goes out of control.
Artillery used is the final straw, I think, Barton, who is now triple tapped and running out of VPs rapidly.
Oh yeah, oh wow, he's down to 83 VPs already. I haven't been paying attention to the VPs as well because I'm so amazed at the Fireball's play and his unit diversity. I'm just like, oh my god, this is so sexy. What are you doing, Fireball, to me? What are you doing to me? No homo, okay.
We do have an AT gun. Walked all the way. He walked a long ass way all the way over from the right hand side where he was chilling out, and heading over to the left. But I mean, you know, oh, nice use of proper there up in the top there. Just you know, to rub salt in the wound, really.
M10 out now from Barton. Did he build tank depot?
He did build.
Oh god, off map in the middle of everything. After the M10 gets killed. Oh! Oh, did he kill it entire? I'm not sure if he killed an entire ball squad.
Just a pile, I think.
Might have been a pile, or like a few men of the ball squad. One of the ball squads got out of there at least, and I think there was only one. I'm not 100% sure. But apart from that, he does manage to dodge most of that artillery because it looked very bad. It was placed spot in the middle of everything, basically. Another engineer squad goes down on the right-hand side, try to decap the 5 fuel. You know, apart from that base attack, Barton's looking okay, but the VPs are draining quickly, and it's really gonna kill him here.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, yeah, I
diverse army to
I lost you for a little bit, Tommy. Can you take that again?
Yeah, just saying that he went from having a large and diverse army to having, well, no army left, and very little diversity to speak of anyway. You know, he's got two. Well, actually, it's a very diverse army, I must say. He's almost got one of everything. He's got 2 rifles, 1 sniper, 1 M10, 1 AT gun, and 1 howitzer. Unfortunately, none of those things are going to help him more than something like, I don't know. I mean, those units against just combination of units are going to be about as much use as a vanilla slice. So
pretty much. We did have the Stuka actually go down to that M8 mine placed on that road ages ago. It actually managed to do something in this game. That was surprising. The Stuka was just driving away on the road, all peaceful. There were no enemies in sight, and then he died. No. And a Wolf squad went down as well to some barred rifles from Barton. I'm not sure, but at the same time, Fireball doesn't really care. I just saw that he had like 1400 manpower and he just spent it on something. He's bidding out a Gren and 3 KCH squads. Why not?
Oh god, that's disgusting.
3 KCH squads. That's a lot of KCH. And this M10 is going on a suicide mission, and the Ostwinds are penetrating it on the rear armor over and over again. Not doing too much damage, but that was surprisingly
crazy.
funny.
If he's lucky, he might be able to get a few squish kills here. We finally actually have the 4 CPs necessary to unlock OMCG for Barton, because he has been floating upwards of 500 manpower for the past 15 minutes or so, but he's been killed PopCap, really.
He's been PopCapped, yeah, I expected that. Oh, might be a counter sniper opportunity in the center. He's trying to pedal away, and the counter snipe misses. But he does know that the sniper is there, and he can't really do much about it. The Axis sniper is not recloaking. There we go. And that sniper going around the corner. Oh, sniper knife fights. 3 VPs left for Barton. He wipes the center VP. The rifles are 4-3. There's an AT gun as well. Here comes the Ostwind. Gonna try to go for the squish on the sniper. It's so close. He decloaks him.
He knows where he is. Surely
sandwich.
That sniper can't live.
Ostwind sandwich. Yeah, that sniper's so toast.
That was a heck of an awesome sandwich, I must say. Oh wow, the sniper actually goes down. Flyable sniper.
Oh god. Some form of revenge for Barton, I guess. That was pretty funny.
It was more of a mental revenge, I think. You know, going into game 2, I think would have just killed Barton if he hadn't managed to kill that sniper.
Oh my god.
Stuff.
Flying Hans on my screen looks epically hilarious. I'm not sure what he's doing. God, that was so funny. I think
my guy's doing a little dance. He's got his arms all,
yeah, exactly the same on my screen. Yeah, his arms in an X and one of his legs kicking up like he's marching or something. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but Hans is not having a good day. He just flew away all across Semwa due to an artillery shot nailing him in the face. That was a great game. I always enjoy seeing Fireballs or aka Aljaz's play. It's just so diverse. It's so much fun. Every game he plays is kind of different.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's, as you say, it's so diverse. Every time I think we've casted a game of his, it's always tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
A little bit of that,
the only thing he doesn't get is maybe an officer.
Yeah.
But we saw Dev M try that when he played Symbiosis, and he ended up losing because of it. So
it did not really work out. No. But I think the idea was good. Running around officer, force retreating stuff, blah blah blah. Good idea. Maybe he needs to work on the execution a bit. But otherwise, I think anything can work in competitive heroes as long as you're top of your game and really but at the same time, you really need that diversity of units. I think you can't just go for I'm gonna spam 6,000 volts. Okay, MV game to that. It's not gonna
Or
work.
if you do spam 6,000 volts, at least make sure that you make some diversity later on in the game.
Yeah, exactly. But thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channel to be able to enter the random draw raffle for Company of Heroes 2 beta keys, and also answer the quiz to get another chance of winning a key. And yeah, anything else to say, Tommy?
No, I don't think so, guys. But do stick with us and keep an eye on developments for your beta keys.
Yep. See you guys for next episode.